Welcome to Humble Warrior Yoga. I'm Caroline, and today's practice is going to be moon salutations. So it's something I like to practice around the time of the full moon or sometimes in the evenings. Nice slow stretchy sequence. Something quite hypnotising about repeating the same sequence. It's quite soothing and quite calming. So when you're ready, we're going to begin lying down. Bring the soles of the feet together, allow the knees to drop out to the side. If that's quite uncomfortable, you can always get some cushions and just prop the thighs up. So bringing the right hand to the lower belly, the left hand to the heart space. Closing the eyes. And straight away, bring your awareness to your breath. How does your breath feel today? Does it feel quite laboured? Is it quite short? Maybe it feels okay. There's no right or wrong, you're just noticing. We're breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Seeing if we can find our equal parts breathing. So we're aiming to make the inhalations and exhalations the same length. And allow the body to relax. If you can soften the shoulders. Allow the weight of the knees to gently drop down. And get this nice gentle opening on the inner thighs and the groin. Three more deep breaths here. As you're ready, you can blink the eyes open. Use your hands to just press against the thighs to bring the knees back up. You're going to take your feet out as wide as your mat. Just going to do some windscreen wiper motions with the legs. So just gently drop the knees to one side. Inhale up to centre. Exhale, take it to the other side. Keep that going for a few breaths. And stretching into the outer hips. Should feel really good on the lower back as well. Just one more to each side. And bring the knees back to centre. Bring the feet back in line with the hips and just shuffle the feet a little closer to the bottom. Palms down on the floor. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to peel the hips up off the floor, lifting them up. So we're not coming into a high bridge. So just coming up as far as the mid-back. Really press into the feet. Engage the glutes. Engage all the muscles in the backs of the legs, the hamstrings, the quads. Steady breath. One more breath. Inhaling. And exhale, slowly roll down through the spine, planting down one vertebra at a time. You're just going to roll onto one side and come onto all fours. We're going to do some cat-cow, so make sure that the hands are underneath the shoulders, the knees are underneath the hips. Hands are shoulder width apart, fingers spread really wide. Inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, chest comes forwards, looking forwards. Exhale, round the tailbone down, round through the spine, arching up, allow the head to drop. Really allow the shoulder blades to glide away from one another here. Inhaling, opposite direction. Lifting the tailbone, dropping the belly. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Exhaling, rounding back through the other way. One more with your own breath. Inhaling to come forwards. Exhaling to round up. Then coming back to a neutral position. You're going to tuck the toes under, walk the hands towards your knees. You're just going to come onto the feet, lifting the hips. So we're in a forward fold at the top of the mat, the back of the mat, sorry. Take hold of your elbows with opposite hands and start to sway. Maybe you want to go side to side, maybe circular movements. And allow the arms to be heavy. Bend the knees and start to slowly roll up through the spine. Coming all the way up to stand. When you get to the top, you give the shoulders a few circles one way and the other. Make any small movements that you need to. So with moon salutations, we go from one side of the mat to the other rather than the sun salutations where we go from back to front. So I'm going to be doing the opposite to you, so excuse me if I get my left and right confused. So standing in mountain pose at the right side of your mat, so you're going to be mirroring me, hopefully. Bring the hands together in front of the heart. I'm going to start with a slightly modified version of a moon salutation, just to get the body all heated up and get the muscles warmed up. When you're ready, inhaling, take the hands up overhead. Exhaling, side bend over to your right. Inhale back to centre. Exhale, take it to the left. Inhale back to centre. And take a big step out along your mat. Your feet are wide. Bring the arms down to shoulder height. So in this star shape. And then you're going to turn the toes so that they're pointing towards the corners of your mat. So they're out on the diagonal. And take a breath here. And then you're going to drop down. Imagine you're sliding your back down a wall. Bend the elbows. Palms face forwards. So we're in a goddess pose. And try not to let these thighs roll in. Try to keep the knees actively pushing out. And of course you don't have to come down that low, just as long as there's a bend in the knees. Inhale, standing back up, taking our star pose again. Then you're going to turn your right toes towards the back of the mat. And just turn that front foot in. You're going to push the hips over to the left, coming over into our triangle pose. Try to keep the chest open towards me. If you find that it's sort of rolling down a little, just come up a little bit higher so that you're able to keep the chest nice and open and lifted. And bending into that front knee, turn to look down. You're going to bring your right forearm to the thigh, left arm overhead. So an extended side angle pose. We're not dumping our weight into this leg, we're just resting the arm here. And turn to look down, bring the palms down, pivot on the back foot, and bring the knee down into a low lunge. Sweep the arms up overhead, sink the hips forwards and down. And bring both palms back down to the mat. Bring them to the outside of the right foot. And tuck the back toes and lift the knee. Pivot the back foot down as you walk around. So then turn both feet so that they're parallel to the short edges of the mat, folding over into a wide-legged forward fold. In quite a deep fold, you can walk the hands back in line with the arches of the heels. Walking the hands forward, lift up halfway, and walking the hands all the way to the other side of the mat. Turning the left toes forward, and coming into your low lunge on the other side. Picking the arms up. Inhaling, exhale, sink the hips forwards. And bring both palms back down. Back toes are tucked. Lift the knee and pivot that foot down. Bringing the left forearm onto the thigh. Right arm overhead. Extended side angle on this side. Then we're coming up into triangle pose. So straighten that front leg. Arms open wide. Chest is open. Again, if you feel like your chest is rolling forwards, lift a little higher. And coming all the way up. Just the feet back so that they're diagonally pointing towards the corners. We're back in our star pose. And we're squatting down like you're sliding down a wall, bending the elbows, palms face forwards. Coming back up to stand, arms out wide. You're going to take a big step all the way over to the left side of the mat, arms overhead. Inhale, exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale to centre. Exhale over to the left. Back up to centre and draw the hands down in front of the heart. So that's just one half of the salutation. We're going to repeat that and make our way back over to where we started on the other side. As you're ready, inhale, take the arms overhead. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale to centre. Exhaling over to the right. Inhale to centre. And then step out wide on your mat. Feet are diagonally pointing towards the corners of the mat. Arms at shoulder height. Take a big inhale and she exhales, squatting down, goddess pose. Standing up tall. Turning the left toes parallel to the short edge of the mat. Turn the right toes forwards. Pushing the hips back. Coming into triangle pose. And bend into that front knee. Forearm comes to the thigh and take the arm overhead. Turn to look down, plant the palms, pivot the back heel, come down into a low lunge. Inhale, take the arms overhead. Exhale, bring both palms back down. Pivot on that back foot. Turn the other foot so they're both parallel to the short edges of the mat. Taking our wide-legged forward fold again. Inhale, coming up halfway. We're going to turn to the other end of the mat, back into our low lunge on this side. Arms overhead. Bringing the palms back down. Lifting that back knee, pivot the back foot down. Bring the left forearm to the thigh, right arm extends overhead. And as we straighten that front leg, open the arms out. Chest opens up. Coming all the way back up. Just adjust the feet. We're back in our star pose. And as you drop your centre, bend in the elbows, palms face forward, goddess pose. Really keep those knees pressing outwards. Coming back up into our star pose. We take a big step over to the left. Inhale, exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale to centre, exhale over to the right. Inhale to centre, exhale, just bring the hands together in front of the heart. Maybe you just want to close your eyes for a few moments. Nice. So that was a slightly modified version of a moon salutation. We're going to do the full version of it this time. Now we're nicely warmed up. So as you're ready, inhale, take the arms overhead. Exhale, side bend over to the right. Inhale to centre. Take your side bend to the left. Inhale to centre. Stepping out wide on the mat. Toes turn out. Drop in the centre. Bend the elbows. Goddess pose. Standing back up. Turn the right toes forwards and just turn that back foot in. Bump the hips back, coming into our triangle pose. Nice and open through the chest. I'm going to turn to look down, folding over that front leg, pyramid pose. So keep your right hip pulling back and the left hip pulling forward. You're trying to keep the hips level. If that's a bit too intense for you, you can come to stand first, hands to the hips, and just folding over as far as feels okay. Then pivot on that back foot, just wiggle it back a little bit. Drop the knee, inhale, arms overhead in our low lunge. We're bringing both palms over to the right side. You're going to turn towards the long edge of your mat, extending the left leg out long, flex through the toes. Skandasana. Nice intense stretch along the leg. So if that is too intense, you can just work here, just gently squatting from one side, maybe coming a little bit lower each time. And if you get really low, you can flex the foot as well. So then we're going to move that over to the other side. It doesn't matter if this heel isn't flat on the ground. It's okay to have the heel lifted. Inhale, lengthen up. And then we're taking our low lunge on the other side. Just take a moment to get there. Inhale. Arms up overhead. Exhale, bringing the palms down. Just step that back foot up a couple of inches to take our pyramid pose on this side. Remember to keep the hips squared, so keep that left hip pulling back, the right hip pulling forwards. And coming into our triangle pose. From here, coming all the way back up, toes turn out diagonally, drop in the centre, bend the elbows. Coming back up to stand, we're stepping all the way to the left side of the mat. Inhale, exhale, side bending to the right. Inhale to centre, take it over to the left. Inhale to centre, exhale the hands down. So again, that's half of the moon salutation. We started on the right side of the mat, now we're going to work our way back over. As you're ready, inhale, take the arms overhead. Exhale, side bending to the left. Inhale to centre, take it over to the right. Inhaling, stepping out wide along the mat, coming into that star shape. Drop the hips, palms facing forward. See if you can sink a little bit deeper this time. Coming back up to stand. Turn the left toes towards the front of your mat, back toes in, taking our triangle pose. Turning to look down for our pyramid pose. Maybe step that back foot up a couple of inches. Folding over the leg. Try to square off the hips. Bend into the front knee. Just shuffle that back foot back, coming into your low lunge. Arms overhead. Exhale, bring the palms down. We're coming into that Skandasana again. So we've either got our right leg extended with the toes flexed, or we're working between squatting to one side and then the other. It doesn't matter if we're up here or down here. One more breath this side. And move over to the other side. Try to keep the chest lifted. And then you're going to turn back to the other side of the mat, drop the knee. Inhale, take the arms overhead, low lunge. Exhale, bring the palms down. Just step that back foot in a couple of inches, taking pyramid on this side. Or if you did it this way last time, we're folding. Just wiggle your back foot back a little so we can open out into triangle. Coming all the way back up into our star pose. Turn the toes out, we're sliding down that imaginary wall, bending the elbows, palms are facing forward. The last time we're in this pose, so make this one count, sink a little lower. Standing back up, big step over to the right, inhale, exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale and exhale to the right. Bringing the palms down in front of the heart space. Nice. We're just going to turn around so we're facing the top end of the mat. Tuck the chin into the chest, bend the knees, slowly rolling all the way down. Just walk the hands out, you can drop to the knees. Take the knees out wide as the mat, big toes to touch, sit the hips back towards the heels, reach the arms out long. Extended child's pose. Take some big breaths here. Really breathing into the rib cage. See if you can feel it expand, front, back and sides. And walking your hands over to the left. Stretching through that right side body. Slowly walk the hands back through centre and take it to the other side. Inhale back to centre. So lifting the hips up off the heels, just bring the knees back underneath the hips. Walk the hands forward, just going to lower down onto the belly. Bring the palms in front of you, you can stack one on front of the other so you can rest your head on that. We're just going to bend one leg, reach around with the same hand and draw the heel in towards the bum. Stretching through the front thigh, stretching the quads. If it doesn't feel like there's much sensation, really try and press the pubic bone down towards the ground to intensify the sensation. One more breath. Gently release the grip. We're just going to switch sides. Again, if you want to increase the intensity, just press the pubic bone into the mat. Gently release. From here, we're just going to roll onto our backs. Just get centered on the mat once again. Take the feet out as wide as your mat. We're just going to drop the knees over to one side, just like we did at the start, and we're going to hold this time. If you want to increase the intensity, you can just bring the foot onto the opposite knee. 3 deep breaths. Slowly bring the legs back up and take it to the other side. Again, if you're wanting more, just placing that top foot onto the knee. Gently come back to centre. You can either take the legs out long down the mat, or if your lower back's feeling a little bit fussy, keep the feet as wide as the mat and allow the knees to drop together. So, whichever one you've chosen, try to come to some stillness, take up some space, closing the eyes. Relax the body fully into the ground. Just mentally scan your way down through the body, starting with the head. Are you holding any tension in the forehead? Maybe we could soften that a little. Are you holding tension in the jaw? Can you relax the shoulders down a little more? Allow the fingertips to just naturally curl inwards. Let the belly be soft. The legs are relaxed. Just let the feet drop out to the sides. Bring your awareness back to your breath, letting it return to its own natural rhythm. Know that there's no work to be done now. Just give yourself permission to relax. If you have the time, I encourage you to stay here a while longer. Otherwise, begin to make some small movements, wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe rocking the head from side to side. Just take the arms up overhead for a big stretch. Before drawing the knees in towards the chest. Have a little rock from side to side. And take your right arm overhead. Just roll onto that right side. And then using the hands, press all the way back up to a seat. Bringing the hands together in front of the heart. Bowing the head. Namaste. Thank you so much.